All right, hey guys, this is Adila of ARS to Africa, and we are going to talk about, is this war in the Middle East affecting us and how it is affecting the relocation services. So I have with me today my husband. As you guys know from our previous channel, he seems to be some
I'm
kind
here.
of
We're
historian of some sort,
here. No, I wouldn't take
more
that claim.
studied, I guess, in
Not
the
quite.
However, I have been up to date. I am constantly focusing on what's going on because you have to be.
Sure.
And particularly what's going on between the US and the Middle East. It affects us in a different way. But when you are here, our families are still in the US. So it's a mental effect for some of us that are here trying to get our maybe grown children prepared for whatever could possibly happen in the States. But as far as, have you seen any type of changes or anything that are we directly affected so far with what's going on?
No, not as of yet. Interestingly, for me, when I begin to see the gas prices go up and keep climbing up, then that's when I know, oh, okay, we're getting some remnants, if nothing else, or some spillage of what's happening, what's going on. But for the most part, no, no. Everything is still as was, as is, as usual here. Now, we have there's issues here, but that's not one of them at the time.
So what's going to be uniquely like, so I'm involved in a couple of the security groups, as you know. So I'm able to see how things are affected on a different level. Like we got to consider a lot of products that comes through the ports of Mombasa is imported. So there's going to be a lot of challenges with that. There's going to be stuff.
Potentially, yeah, potentially, you're right.
There was something that came out in one of the security groups that within the next 2 weeks, the price of gas is going to be going up.
So there you have it.
So that affects moto drivers. What's
Uber drivers, boat drivers,
everybody. So when
just
they
people who
can't
drive.
make money, what do you think could possibly happen?
Well, either way it goes for me, I think always want to be 2 steps ahead. You know, prepared just in case. Always want to be because for those of us who are diasporas, although we are here and we're making a pretty nice future for ourselves here, we still have a certain level of reliance on, specifically economically, financially, on America. And so whatever decisions that come about, whether it is a direct hit, no pun intended, but whatever direct hit that countries that we as diasporas are in, based upon whatever relationship they have with America or with Iran, however, or is whatever, we don't know. It could go either way at any given time. So it's always best, just like with all else, just to be steps ahead and be prepared. And that's a topic and discussion in and of itself.
Yeah. Well, we've already seen since we've been to Kenya the change in the value of the American dollar. Like when we first got here, I think rent might have been 7 something.
Sure.
Now it's close to 1,000 something.
It's
So it has significantly changed within 3 years.
and it was fast for us.
It was fast. It was
We
like,
saw it.
what,
Okay,
what?
this is how it converts over. It seemed like as soon as we signed on the dotted line, it just went up. Like
It
before
just
our first rate.
changed. And we were like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah, so it
And
can happen
so
just that
imagine
fast.
now where they're about the American dollar is falling. It's completely falling.
Absolutely.
So how is that going to affect? You got retirees that are here that are relying on their monthly income, that they're getting a substantial amount every month. To it's going to show way less value. What's going to happen then? Like it's a lot that you have to consider. Will you be able to sustain yourself? When that time does come.
Well, I think that because for me and for you and for many of us as diasporas, this is not to take away from anyone or anything, but we're here for us. I mean, really, when it boils down to it, I'll just speak for myself. My priority, my primary concern is we, the diasporas, right? Many of us have come here or wherever outside of America to establish themselves in somewhere where we can have a better way of life and living. But I think what hurts us and continues to hurt us, whether we're in America or not, is our reliance on America. We have the track record of knowing that first last hired, first fired, however that saying goes, and it applies to all different things. So as we are reading the handwriting on the wall, we, again, going back to being prepared, we have to now begin to switch our thinking, as our niece says, do some code switching, right? And begin to think, okay, well, we're here, so if the American dollar is falling, but the Kenya shilling is kind of stable, maybe I might want to put some stash aside in the Kenya shilling, and just in case it goes and I can't rely on it any longer or not enough. So I think that we have to really be a little bit more. And then in addition to that, I think that, again, as it has been with us for so long, that we have to really, 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 truly be community. We have to be community because to keep it real, many of us, we come here or other places and set ourselves up for a different way of living or a different living experience, but we sometimes still carry with us a certain behavior that keeps us detached from one another. But we're in a different time, and we really need, if we're going to rely on anything, we need to learn how to begin relying on ourselves. And we're in that time. We're here. We're there.
Yeah, we're noticing already. Kenya has, they've been keeping us abroad. What's that the word? Abreast. As far as airlines being canceled out, people are having a hard time just getting a flight. Like Kenya's okay to leave, they fly out, but you can't go into their country. Or they might have been a layover in Qatar or
Right.
Middle East, so they made certain allowances for people that are here on tourist stuff, or just for their ETAs to be extended, which is great. But people that are coming are now being forced to reroute,
Yeah.
and within the next week or two, you can expect airline tickets to probably be almost double what they were in the first place. So coming to Kenya was once kind of inexpensive. You can get tickets for $600-700. Now, if you didn't have your tickets before, you're going to be paying some money for it.
Sure.
So it's a lot of things that's happening, and this changes the livelihood of relocating in general.
That's a
You know what I
solid
mean?
point.
Like,
You're right.
we really have to study the climate and survival. Like, how will you survive if X, Y, and Z was to happen? Even I'm talking about in the States or here or anywhere.
Anywhere,
because
right?
Now we're seeing panic relocation. People want to come because we just ready to get out. And unfortunately, like Kenya's not that place. Kenya is like, if you don't have this, that, or this, you're not going to be able to relocate here.
Right.
But other places like Thailand and they are major hubs now for, I want to say, just not just Black Americans, but all over the world.
Right.
Everybody had, and I just seen last night that the people that are in Dubai, the rich people that are in Dubai, have literally left Dubai and they're on their way to Thailand. Because you can literally live in paradise and be able to have that wealth, and Thailand is extremely inexpensive. So you have a lot of people trying to do this panic relocation and trying to hurry and get to, well, some of these places are packed to the rim. Some of these places are hard. They're not hard to go to, but it's hard to stay. And in that relocating process, some of them you're doing passport jumps. You know, people are like in Thailand, you're allowed to stay a certain length of time, and then you have to go to another Asian country. Well, you have to have that kind of budget. You know what I mean? You have to have that kind of savings, and then not knowing how this is going to affect the dollar would affect a lot of those decisions as well. I'm also learning that we're here now. I don't know if this is a government thing or the state thing, but I just read that they're now saying no more passport applications for the U.S. They just told the U.S. Postal Service to no longer allow any passport applications.
From citizens.
Yeah, that they're not granting any passport applications for whatever period of time. I don't know if it's true. I hope it was AI. I don't know, because this stressed me out.
That's like, why you do your own research.
Yeah. Right. So I'm going to, because, you know, we're dealing with, even for our grandchild, her renewal. She was supposed to get her passport renewed.
And our niece.
And she's in the States.
Oh, well, I see what you mean. Yeah, being in the States.
Get your passport renewed, and it's like, she's at that age now. Now we, you know, this it's a lot that you have to go into, and like most people don't realize, when you're not doing that panic relocation, the relocating process takes about six months to. I speak to people almost a year. Over here, the clients we have coming now, I think we've been talking about 8 months. Another set of clients, we've talked to them since a whole year. And it's not like a quick, fast process.
Right.
People are really ready to leave everything that they have and not close out their businesses correctly, their property correctly.
Right.
Like, it's a whole process. Like, I don't think people might not understand that even though we have clients in the States, these people are selling their houses. We have realtors, and we actually, just like Stephanie, she's helping a client sell their property because they have started their process to relocate, and we've been working with them for over a year now in Georgia. And I have another client, and I have a couple realtors in Atlanta, so we're working with them as well. Just get their property sold and do some property management for some of their other businesses, and was speaking with them for about 8 months. And so it's not something that you can just hurry up and do. Now, if you're by yourself, that's one thing. We can work that out. We can figure that out. But when you have whole families, it's not a fast process. Because what happens is you'll forget something major. A lot of these people are bringing their parents, and we have medical things that we need to discuss, medical issues that we have to make sure is addressed. Or young children, so there's other things that you have to address. There's a lot that goes into the relocation process. Now it's not the time to just pick up and run, because it's not that easy.
So can you be someplace and not be someplace? So what I mean is, maybe they cannot physically be here at the time, but can they put something in place that will position them here so that when they can get here physically, for an example, depending on whatever visa, right? That they, if they have the funds, they have the means to be able to do it. Can they are they able to really put that in place, have it there, so that within when that 6 to 8 months comes to when it gets to that point and they can physically get here, everything's already solid and set, so they don't have to still be in that
Oh,
panic
yeah.
state.
So, and that's one of the things that we talk about. Like, as far as, let's say right now, maybe you can get plane tickets at an okay rate.
Okay.
And now, if you're looking to coming to East Africa, your route now is going to be the European route. Is what I call it. KLM, Air France. What's the other one? British Airlines. Like you're going to wind up having to take the European route.
Mm-hmm.
And so, to maybe get a ticket now would be a lot cheaper to get a ticket maybe in the next month or so.
So this would be the time
to plan ahead. Okay, let me go ahead and buy my ticket now. Make sure I get insurance. Full insurance packages. Some people get these subsidized, whatever the word is, insurance where it even takes it a step further. But if you get insurance, you have the ability to change your dates.
Okay.
But you want to make sure this insurance you could change the date even during times of war. And they give you the full benefit, not just charge, because some of them they'll just charge you like a change in date fee, but you want to get the ones where you have full benefit, where you could change the date, it's all included, and then that way you still locked into your price, and then you can have your particular date. And then if you're thinking you're going to want to relocate in the next 6 months, the next year, go ahead and book that ticket.
If you know already, without
even if you don't know the exact month,
right,
at least you have a ticket where the pricing might be back to normal if if the war is prolonged, whatever it's going to be.
Right.
So, but for those that have, a lot of people start their immigration process, especially if they're retirement visas. If you know you're retired or you're going to be working from home, you can already start that process with the legal team to go ahead and get those things in the works. So by the time you come here, everything is done already.
Right.
And that's one of the things that we actually bring into with the consultation, and make sure that you have connected with the legal team so that you can get that process started. Sometimes that's probably one of the most expensive components of the immigrating process is getting your visas. And then if you're over or under a certain age, unfortunately, it makes it more complicated to relocate unless you're working from home. How stable is the job going to be in the time of war? I was speaking with someone last night, and her idea was to get a remote job. And now she's like, I don't think I'm going to be able to get a remote job because there's businesses that in the field that she's in, they're closing up because of the war and a lot of things are closing until May. I guess that's the prediction is May. So TSA has been not funded, and they haven't gotten paid for a period of time. And this is the third time and within the last 6 months that they've been going through this. So you got a lot of TSA agents that are literally have left, and airports are closed. All in the States.
So these are indirect issues that are present. So even though those of us that are already here and we are still functioning and we're not really, but it seems as though it has a greater impact on those who are looking to come this way.
It's hard. So if you're working for the government, you got government jobs, and even if you were planning on working for the government online, those things are not guaranteed anymore right now. So it's a little scary. It's a little scary because now it's almost feels like you're stuck. Even though you've been planning for a process for a while, you've been thinking about it, but you never made that move. Now it feels like you're stuck. It's something you should have did and shoulda, coulda, woulda. And now it feels like it's too late. And then even though that it's you're over there, we're still going to feel that pressure over here as well. A lot of the food is imported. A lot of the products. Kenya gets so many products from the
UAE.
UAE. So many products from the UAE. So everyone's going to feel it. There's no way around it. There's no way around it. And it's a scary time. You know, I become the Debbie Downer. You're more optimistic. So
I mean, well, true, but you know, for me in this, I don't know, definitely that, but this is something to really think about. So anyway, I mean, I don't know. I really don't know. I guess it can really, for me, speak for the here and the now. I think that if the shoe were on the other foot, if I were in America, my optimism will be a little different. My optimism will be, we're here in the now, so let's secure ourselves as best we can while we are here right now, with hopes that we can get a way out, because it's unpredictable. So my thing would be for individuals who are there as they are planning, don't negate how they need to maintain and secure themselves where they are right now, because that what they're aiming for might not happen.
Yeah, I know.
God forbid, but it might not happen. So if you've been a grasshopper and not been the ant, then you are, as they say, out.
Yeah.
So
despite how tricky and sticky the situation is right now, and even though, sure, it is still very possible for people to relocate right now, it's a bit more complex. There might be more costs here. You might have to reroute certain things there, whatever. When it comes to those that want to be in Kenya, with everything going on, would you say that Kenya is still a very safe place in terms of it not being a risk of being involved in any of the hot conflicts, so to speak? It might deal with some trade things, maybe some oil things, But in terms of the actual bullets and bombs.
Well, Africa in general, their name is Bennett. They in it. It has nothing to do. And it's funny because I don't want to say he, but he started trying to get them involved. He started with the mess. But Kenya, I don't see it being a conflict area. It's dealing with this Middle East trauma. That's not a war that they are involved in.
So people can feel comfortable being safe from these conflicts because Africa's not getting involved.
Right. As they're not getting involved, however, it still will affect, we still got to have some conversations on how is it affecting us in the long run. A couple of weeks from now, we'll see. I don't want to be, again, I'm usually the Debbie Downer. I see the dark side. And I don't want to give the false hope that, okay, when the oil crisis starts to hit Kenya, starts to hit Africa, then this and that is not going to happen. When they can't get certain food, when there's food shortages and the transportation back, I don't know how that's going to look. But for right now, Kenya is very safe. I feel like it's protected. It's still one of the most amazing country that I've been to so far. So I love Kenya. I just don't know what tomorrow looks like.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know that I share altogether the same.
You don't have to.
I know I don't. I'm just giving you another perspective.
Yeah, he I feel like Kenya is the best thing coming since Wonder Bread.
Well, no, I'm not. I know Kenya's a great place. Don't get me wrong. I love Kenya. I think it's a great place in terms of the outlook of as of now and what the question that was posed. Like, is it still that ideal place to relocate to at this point in time? And again, of course, we don't know. We don't know as we established, what the end game is. But there are things that are actually currently occurring that has nothing to do directly with what's this going on, but it could trigger what's happening, what's going on. You think in terms of food shortages, and they have these things in place about these how do you call it, patent on these seeds, and these farmers can't share their seeds, and so just a flick of anything could really turn the direction just a little bit, where it will affect as a side effect of what's going on with this warring that's going on. That's just one brief example. Then you have these agreements that this country has with America, this health agreement. I forget the name of it, this project thing. And to me, I'm very suspicious and a suspect. But
the Kenyan people are too.
Right. So this is so maybe not directly, but these are things that we need to, really keep
This
our eye
land that
on
they given
and really
to
watch.
Israel.
Right. Israel, right, this land. So these are things that are in play that don't have a direct, but it could just
It seemed like it's connected somehow.
somehow it can connect, or it could be connected.
Yeah.
So that's just my my outlook on how we should really observe and move while we are here, and for those who are looking to come. So it's safe, it's good. However,
So
be on the lookout.
One of the things that we never really talked about with the relocation process is, even though we don't get involved, but you do want to study the politics of the country. You do want to know what's going on, how things are ran, what they're involved in. What is America's connection with the country that you're looking to relocate to? And how does that affect the relocation process? How does that affect you and your core beliefs? So there's a lot mentally, a mental research that's part of the things when I'm saying prepare before you even reach out to a relocation service. Mentally start to prepare yourself. Like, do that climate fits your beliefs, your core beliefs, your religious beliefs, your what you live off of? Like, how does that affect you? And do that research and go from there. So
This is something. It's a current issue, so it'll be an ongoing discussion. Tomorrow it could be some totally different. We would say, depending on how things.
But for me, I love Kenya. I'm mad that all this crap is going on because it's taken away from all the wonderful things that I enjoy doing here and seeing, and can even talk about, because it's like, no, the world ain't on that level right now. We got some major things. Yeah. Nobody want to see how I'm loving the waterfalls. So, I need the world to go back to normal. I do not like change. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. Hopefully we can have some more of these discussions. These are going to be the real deal. How are things really affecting us? So, like, subscribe, share, please, and promote ARS to Africa.
All right.